Commissioner Infante-Green, regarding RICAS, clearly this is a difficult time for standardized testing. Missed classroom time will minimize the availability of teach to the test prep that is typical of most school districts. Logistical issues, timing, physical space, COVID distancing, impediments to testing, and clearly scores will be artificially impacted by the classroom disruptions typical of the COVID era. My question, states like Colorado and Ohio are debating legislation that would suspend standardized testing, simultaneously approaching the federal government for a waiver. The Biden administration has signaled a level of receptiveness to this provided data as long as that provided data is collected about the impact of COVID generically. Is Rhode Island contemplating this, given the real question about the validity of teaching gains or losses based on all of the above?
Sure. So the Biden administration put out a letter, and we applied for the accountability waiver. They have not given a waiver on testing. That is not the case. So a couple of things so that we are clear. The assessment is actually more important now than ever because we do need to know where the kids are. Everybody's talking about learning loss, gaps. We don't know what that is. We actually need to be able to measure that and measure it for each student. And it allows us to continue to advocate for the needs of our kids. We've been conducting our advanced accreditation and advanced placement for our students task force, and we call it LEAP, which is Learning Equity Advancement Pathway, which the governor helped launch, where we're looking at individual students. Where are we going to focus? Where are we going to move forward? And we need the data to do that. We're pretty clear on that. Everyone that we have brought into our sessions, which are open to YouTube for everyone to participate, has made it very clear that the data is going to drive where the needs are. I know that with our preliminary data that we saw, so one of the things we did with our stimulus money was get interim assessments. The places that we have seen the biggest impact is in the earlier grades, which stands to reason if you think about kids learning to read and all the things that need to happen. So we need to focus our energy, but what we're not gonna have is the accountability piece. The piece where we say, oh, you need to improve in this area. No, we're looking at the kids, what we need, and where we should be focusing our attention and our resources. So two very different things. With the accountability off the table, we all know that COVID has had an impact on all of us. We know that. We just need to know how much. Is it a 2-year gap? Is it a 3-year gap? What is it? So.